Awesome. Well, hello everybody. My name is Jaymin West, self-proclaimed agentic engineer. Today I'm going to talk about self-improving subagents within the Claude Code ecosystem. So very similar, moving in the same direction as stuff like gas time and things. So this is hopefully it's big enough for everybody, but this is a very high-level overview of the workflow that I'm going to show. Essentially what's happening here is we have a user, and the user prompts obviously like a Claude Code instance, which then delegates to 3 different phases. We have a plan, build, and improve phase. This could be whatever you want, but for my sake, this has worked extremely well the past few months in all of my projects. You can see that each phase, which I'll get into here in a second, has a shared piece of knowledge. And this could be truly anything that an agent can read and write from. So moving into this plan phase, what this looks like is I have domain-specific agents set up, and the orchestrator is delegating the planning task. So say I'm working on an issue that touches multiple sections of my code base, the agent will, or the orchestrator will delegate to planning agents who have access to these expertise.yaml files. Again, I use YAML files, but it could be anything that an agent can read or write from. So once the planners have wrote up their specs, very similar, we move into the build phase, which is, again, domain expertise builders reading these expertise.yaml files. And then finally, the most important phase here is the improve agent looks at what was done by the build agent, by the plan agent, and then improves this expertise.yaml file. So moving into the code, this is what it's essentially looking like within Claude Code. You can see I'm having Claude Code, very simple prompt here, work on this specific issue. I know this issue touches multiple sections of my code base, so it's super important that these agents aren't just like going into my code base fresh. I know this is a huge issue, so I want max compute on this. So the agent scans the issue, spawns domain-specific expertise plan agents. So we have database, API, and testing layers all represented here. I approve the specs, and then we move into the build phase, which, again, database, API, testing layers each have their own expertise files. And once the build phase is done, the agent works through, runs some validation commands, figures out that something is wrong, fixes the type errors or whatever. And then most importantly, we have the improve agents. So the improve agents look at the Git diffs and examine what was done by the build agents and update these expertise.yaml files. So what this looks like with Claude Code is I have my Claude set up here, and within my agents directory, I have 10 different domains for my code base. It's an arbitrary number. And each domain has a plan, build, and improve agent, like I mentioned, as well as this expertise.yaml file. So these files are, like I said, the shared memory for this self-improving agent system. So every time any change is made to the, say, database layer of my code base, agents go through, improve this with very specific, commit numbers, file paths, line numbers, so on and so forth. So very powerful stuff. If you've been paying attention to the new Teams feature, you can kind of see where this goes, where you can have insane numbers of agents all running on a single task, all delegating to each other. It gets pretty crazy. So that's what I've been working on. If you haven't met me before, I make YouTube videos about this stuff. So I make one every week. This will take you there. It's just my personal website, but you can follow me on YouTube. And like I said, I'm keeping up with this stuff as much as I can. So there you go. Thank you.